everybody, and welcome to the launch of the Adventure Awaits collection, which is a Cal Summers Workshops paper collection, and it's designed by a wonderful lady called Jo Richards, and you can read all about her on my Facebook page if you want to go and have a look. Now, what I want to do this morning is I want to take you through the physical 12 by 12 paper collection, tell you all about that. I want to tell you about what's in the digital collection and how you can access that. And I want to show you a couple of projects that have been made by some wonderful people with this paper. I know you've already seen the pop-up book that we did at the retreat. And then I want to talk to you about the Make a Mark title that's available as well. So I'm going to take you through these papers. Now, these are 12 by 12 inches. They are printed single-sided onto 160 GSM paper, but it has been matte laminated. Now, this is quite unusual. And the reason that it's been matte laminated is because it has been an absolute nightmare to find paper that doesn't crack on folding. Now, matte laminated basically means that each sheet has been covered in a very thin bit of plastic, for want of a better description, which gives it a little bit of a sheen, nothing too much, because I was quite keen to have matte papers, but it is so smooth. When you feel it, it's amazing, and it makes it so lovely to fussy cut. I think you all know fussy cutting is not really my favorite thing to do in the world. I just like the way that it looks. But this is our top page, which just obviously gives you a bit of an oversight, and 12 pattern papers, ephemera, cut aparts and coordinates. Now, I will say that it's very deliberate that we've actually put everything into the one paper pack. These days we're all having to be a little bit more careful with our pennies, so what we've done is we've added in bits that you can fussy cut a little bit later on. What I'll do as well is maybe we can put together some little layered up embellishments and paper clips and stuff like that, and I'll do that in a separate video for you, but it might be fun to do some little bits with that. There isn't a whole load of bits to buy. Now, I'm not going to lie, crafters, we like to have it all, don't we? And there's such joy in, you know, collecting all of the different items around a collection, but that can sometimes be a little bit cost prohibitive. So we've put it all in one place. And also bear in mind that I'm a lot older than people think I am. So when I started crafting, we didn't have all of the wonderful additional bits that you get now. So in my head, I'm still an old-fashioned crafter that likes to, you know, make my ephemera and my bits and pieces from my pattern paper, because that's what we used to do in the olden days. So that's the thought process. Now, this Adventure Awaits collection, which is the first one that we've actually had physically printed, has got a really interesting backstory. We talk quite often to people about papers. You know, it's a general crafting around the table conversation, isn't it, about collections that people want, and it's really hard to find something that's good and suits every incidents. So what we did was we asked in my Facebook group, Paper Scissors Story, which you can join if you haven't already. That's where we do the free classes every week. We asked people what they wanted to see in a travel collection. And this is what we've got. So I'm not a great believer in designing by committee, but basically all of the ideas that we've got, we've taken what are the most appropriate ones and we've made them into this collection. Now, this is a collection that works anywhere around the world, no matter where you are. However, it is a little bit biased to the UK, and I'll explain as we go through. So the colours are just amazing, and I think they're quite unusual in a travel collection. But we've got such a mix here. We've got the beautiful, we've got navies, we've got greens, teals, oranges, just gorgeous. And Jo, the designer, is actually a watercolor artist as well as a graphic designer, and that's what's lovely about these papers, is that it's such, pardon me, an eclectic mix of both styles that I don't think I've seen anything like this anywhere else. So let me take you through the papers. So sheet one is this absolutely gorgeous navy blue background with compass points all over it in the collection colours. So one thing that I hadn't realised, which was mentioned at the weekend at the retreat, and thanks Kathy for this, is that whilst these papers are all 12 by 12 and they've got a lot of quite strong designs on them, I think there's only one sheet that is very specifically directional. So if you have a look at this, it actually doesn't matter what way round you use the papers, because once you start cutting into them, you never know what way round it's going to be. But it makes it so much easier when you coming to matte bits. Now these papers obviously are designed with books in mind, but you know, you can use them for scrapbooking, card making, any paper crafting. So here we've got this orange sheet, which is starting to mix in with some of Joe's watercolours, and we've got a lot of baggage here. And once again, you can see that these bits are all kind of put in so that there's no specific direction. You can't say this page must be this way up, which is a whole lot easier for us crafters. This is one of my favourites. It reminds me very much of the film Catch Me If You Can, which is one of my favourites. It's got such a lovely, you know, sort of like 1960s feel to it. But there's so much that you could use bits of this for. Like you've got the circles here, so you could use those. Just say you're going to cut out a couple of those, you could use those as closures. You could use this on a pocket edge. There's just so many bits in here that you could use for all sorts of different things. Now this is the one piece that I was thinking of from a directional aspect, which I know is I think Paul Ford's favourite. He calls this a map page, and this has got you know, our hills and trees and water, to quote my grandmother, and you know, it's good for hiking holidays, walking holidays, scenery holidays, you name it. You know, it's got something on there. This gorgeous piece, very bright orange, which is quite unusual, I think, in a travel collection. But once again, you know, you could cut these bits out. You could use it for decoration. You could use it for the edge of papers. You could use it for water. Oh, there's just so much that you could use it for. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is my favourite. This is my favourite. I'd like to see this in some wallpaper. I just absolutely love it. And what you're going to get in the digital papers, which we haven't got in this collection, but we need to do a reprint, and we may add on to it, is some background pages in the collection colors. So just very plain pages, just using these collection colors, but they're just gorgeous how they all go together. And like I said, that is my favorite. This is a close second, and once again, this is with the lighter green background as opposed to the navy that we had earlier. And like I said, you can cut out bits and use it. I mean, imagine that for a tuck spot. There's just, you know, mat it onto some black cardstock, that as well. You know, you can just see that on the edge of a book with some cutter parts or photo mats popped underneath it. There's just so much here that you could do. So once again, another example of non-directional paper. So we've got our camper van disappearing off. We've got our plane, you know, and if you've got bits of paper, you know, left over, these are just great for fussy cutting out as well and adding onto, you know, bits and pieces. This I love, and I saw Trish use this on the front of her pop-up book at the weekend as a focal point on the front cover. Love that idea, because, you know, you've got something there that you can then, you know, layer up items on, and it's a real focal point. This bit, again, you could use as a tuck spot. This you could use as maybe a band, as a closure around a book. There's just so much that you could use this for. Now, page of tickets, well, we always like tickets. I would say that you could look at these tickets and think that they're quite British, which is nice to see. But, you know, they're tickets. They could be anywhere. So it doesn't matter. But if you are in the UK, then I think you might appreciate that aspect. And once again, it's non-directional. You know, you can have this any way up. So this beautiful green, exactly the same again as the orange. You've got tuck spots, you've got belly bands, you name it, you can use these bits. Now this is lovely, and I actually, because I used 2 packs of paper for my pop-up book, this is what I used on the cover, and I cut out and I layered up. But you've got, you know, you've got 2. I mean, this would be an absolutely great scrapbooking page, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. And then here, what we've got is going back to what I was saying earlier about making our own ephemera, etc. These last pages, so you've got your 12 pattern papers, these last 1, 2, 3, 4 pages, these are the, you know, the bits that you can, you know, make things with. So you've got these gorgeous tags, and I'm going to show you what Jill's done with those, and what Karen's done with those in a short time. You've got some cut aparts, and you know, these could all be layered up or journaling spots, whatever. Now, as you know, we've done, and at the moment they're mainly available in digital downloads, lots of words and phrases, because when I'm making a book, the one thing that I generally haven't got that I want are words and phrases, because I do like to use them in titles. That's just my style. So each page of each collection that Joe and I are doing are going to have a set of words. Now, just to remind you, you can get words to download on the website with a travel theme, so you can always add to these. So don't forget about the digital download words and phrases that we've got as well. But these, now you can see that they've got lines around. Now those lines are there for quite a specific reason. You can either, if you're going to be hand cutting, cut around them on either the outside, so you can still see that edge, or on the inside if you don't want to see it, so it gives you a bit of a guide of where to cut. Or of course, if you're using something like a scan and cut, you can use this to help you find you know, the edge of the images as well. So hopefully they'll work well for both, but you can cut these all out, use them throughout your book, and I'm going to show you how Jill and Karen have used those in a little while. But you've got big page titles and you've got little words as well. Now these are all words that came out of the group that you said that you'd like to see in you know, your pattern papers. So I hope that's been quite useful. They are, I'm pretty certain there's no discrepancy in spelling, because obviously between some countries, even though we might all speak English, that there can be a discrepancy in the way that we spell things. But I think these are all good. There are no differences between the countries, so that kind of helps, I think. And obviously they're all in the colours you know, that match the collection. Now here we've got a page of cut aparts that we can layer up to make our embellishments. I use this image for one of the pull along items in my pop-up book. I use this as my my aeroplane on the bit that went round. You know, the ladies have used them in the books, and I'll show you those in the moment. But once again with these, because these are actually quite strong images and will be picked up by your scan and cut, you can cut around those either by hand or, you know, with the reveal or not, or using your scan and cut machine. And then finally, and this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to use later on for a little video for you. You've got some really great titles, and then you've got all of these bits which are great for decoration, but also for making things like a paper clip thing, you know what I mean. Anyway, so we're going to work on that later on, and I'm going to show you a few examples of how you can use these in your crafting. So that is the 12 by 12 paper collection, and that will be available on the website. This print is £16.99 for those pages. Now the digital prints are available either in A4 format, which will probably be the one that most people will use, but they're also available in A3 format, which you will cut down to a 12 by 12, because we figured that most people will have one or other of that size of printer. Now the digital collections have got some extra background papers in them, but otherwise the pages are all the same. And of course, remember that when you're printing, you can zoom in, zoom out, whatever. I am not somebody who digital prints, so I don't have the first idea about it, but I'm assured that they work the way that it's intended, and you can do all sorts of cool things with them. And I'll be doing you know, either a post or a video on that in due course when I get the experts in. So let me show you what's been made. So this little book, this is my, it's called A Small Square Mini, and lovely Jo Newton has put this together for me. Now, the tutorial for this is absolutely free to take part. I'm not sure if it's on my YouTube, it possibly could be, or if you go into Paper Scissors Story, all of the information that you need, the photos, the cutting guides, and the class videos are all accessible via there. So Jo's done the updated version as well, because we made this about 18 months ago, I think, and just updated a few little bits of it, and it's the updated version that Jill's used. Now, she has used here, this is the Maker Mark title, which I'll come on to in a minute, but also there's this great shaker pocket on the front. And I love this bow. I just love this bow that Jo's made. That Jill's made as well. I just think it's utterly gorgeous. And as you can see, you know, Jill's used some of the cutter parts, and I believe Jill used a scan and cut to cut these items out. Now, I said before that the reason that this is matte laminated, which is quite unusual, is because we were having quite a job to get paper that didn't crack. But if you have a look here, you can see on these edges that this paper has not cracked on folding. It has come out absolutely perfectly. And I am chuffed to bits with that, because that was a really, really important consideration for me. So on the front here, we've got our shaker pocket. And you open up the book and we've got a little pocket here. And then what Jill's done is she's put a photo mats in, but she's also put some of the cutter parts and added some of that ribbon onto the tags. Look how she's lined this up. How awesome is that? And then here you can see some of the words from the collection that she's used as well. So here what we've got are two flaps. These open up. And Jill has once again used a lot of these images to decorate up her pages. Lots of photo mats, lots of pockets. And the same in here. You've got room for photos here should you want to. Oh no, I took these apart earlier to take some photos. So here is the paper. Now, just to mention, Collall glue, which I absolutely love the smell of. I know I shouldn't, but I do. I know from conversations over many years that sometimes it can show through on some papers. Now, I've had absolutely no trouble with my usual sticks too, and other glues. They've been just fine. But there is some instances where Collall will show through. So that's not just this paper, that's on several others as well. But it might be something that you want to consider when putting your books together. It's only on the lighter ones. But it's just, you know, you're aware that there's a shadow there. So once again, look, I mean, look at this. This is just gorgeous. This is the words, and then Jill's layered that up on top of there like that. And then this bit, this has got this pull-out little pocket here, which, I mean, all of this decoration, it just all goes together so perfectly. Jill's done such a beautiful job on this. And then that's the belly band there. Then here on the back, we've got a stack pocket. Once again, there's these gorgeous little tags that Jill's put the ribbon on. I just love that. It just looks so cute. Lots of room for photos. And you can see here that you've got your stack pocket. This side, once again, we've got our flaps. And on this side too, as well, with our photo mats and cutter parts, which is all, looks just so cute. And then on this side we've got our pull out again with the pocket here. You've got room for photos here. I mean, look at the way that's gone together. She's just done it so beautifully. Little image added on there. Stack pocket here again with these gorgeous little tags, and then on the back page some cutter parts. Once again, perfectly matted. Thank you, Jill. There we go. So Jill's put together the Small Square Mini, which, as I said, is a free to take part class. And I'm so grateful to her because I just think that's just made, you know, the papers really pop. So thank you very much. And then lovely Karen McGinnigal has made, and I had this in my head quite a lot of the time, and I'm really disappointed that I haven't had a chance to make it, but I can't wait to show you what Karen's done with it. But this is a paid for class, and this was our nature folio from back in February, and you can buy the tutorial for this on my website, but as we go through I think you'll start to recognize it. So here we've got Mark's 3D printed title, and then on the front here we've got our acetate pocket, and you can see that Karen's I'm not sure whether Karen used a scan and cut. She might well have done actually to cut out, and we've got all of these lovely tags, lots and lots of the ephemera used and layered up. And then here we've got this absolutely, it's so cute, this hidden paper clip with a little charm on it, and then a vellum envelope with photo mats in. And I love Karen's put these little tabs on all of her photo mats, and they're just so cute going through. It's such a lovely finishing touch. And then there's some more photo mats in there as well, so that just pops in there with some of those. And let's pop the hidden paper clip back as well. So if we open this up, let's make sure I've got it the right way up, you might start to recognize this. And on this side we've got lots of photo mats. There we go, all put together. I mean, look at that, it's words in there, it's just so cute. We've got a lovely tab on the top, and then there's this little pocket, just gorgeous, that Karen's made with lots and lots of cut aparts and tags in there. Just beautiful. I'm so grateful to you ladies, you've just done an amazing job. Here we've got our two little photo mats that fit in there. And then if you open this up, and you can see here that Karen's cut out some of those images and put them onto the folio. Then here, one of the big page titles, we've got, once again, we've got our photo mats ready to go. We've got photo mats here with, oh, this is just so cute, with their fold over tops there. Lots of room for photos in this folio. And just look at that matting. How gorgeous is that? Just all, oh, wow. So we've got photo mats in there. Now this is a pull-out section. So this pulls out, and I've got to show you this. I suspect these are Cool Cats dies. I'm sure Karen will tell me if I'm wrong. But what she's done is she's taken that big image, you know, off the papers that we discussed earlier, cut with some dies in, and made spaces to pop these photo mats in there. I mean, how utterly cute is that? It's just absolutely beautiful. And then over here we've got photo mat, and that just slips into this acetate pocket over here. Just that focal point is just stunning. So that goes in there like that. Then here we've got our, oh, look at that, flappy page with photo mats and these tags, which make it so much easier to pull bits out. It really does. Space for photos there should you want to. And then here we've got these two pull out photo mats, and I love this because with the tabs on the top, they peep over the top of the folio, and oh my bad, and how cute does that look when it's all closed up? I just love that. I think it's gorgeous. Then on this side we've got our envelope pocket here, a couple of photo mats, just absolutely lovely in here like that. And then on this side we've got more pull-out photo mats and more tabbed photo mats there as well. So this is Karen's version of the nature folio, and it just looks stunning in these papers. I'm just so grateful to both ladies for what they've done. So finally, what we have got as well is the Adventure Awaits 3D printed piece that Mark did. Now I will say it's available in black, but this was our first test piece, and this is in tricolour. So if you don't want it in black, and I've only put the option for black up on the website. If you don't want it in black, then please do just pop something in the comments box to say that you want a different colour, and we'll get that sorted. Now, the 3D printed title is 5 inches by 1 inch or thereabouts, and that will just glue nicely on. Oh, help if I got it into shot, Cal. That will just glue nicely onto any of you know, your page fronts. I'm sure we can print it a bit bigger than that on request. Let me know if you want it for maybe a scrapbook layout, but if you do need any alterations made to it, just drop me a line, and I am quite sure that we can sort that out for you. So that is the Adventure Awaits papers. We've got our 3D printed title. The printers actually left me with some extra sheets of paper, and I'm thinking I might make some flair. I used to make flair years and years ago, and I'm thinking I might make some up. I'm in two minds about that because it's going to take me time. So unless I can find somebody who is happy to make those up for me, we'll just have to see how it goes. But that's something. Now, the only thing that I'm going to say about these papers is that if you're using the downloadable ones, they are for personal use only. If you're a teacher and you want to use them in a class, then do please drop me a line, and we can have a chat about that. But obviously the world is your oyster. I think there's 1,000,001 things that you could use these papers for. Keep me informed as to other things that you would like. We've got our next collection is called Sweet Treats, and it's beautiful pinks and whites and purples, and it's all cake related, nothing to do with Wendy, of course. So that will be coming out really soon as well. That's all ready to go. So Joe and I have got plans for so many more collections. We've already got the Christmas one underway as well, which will be a book that will be teaching in Paper Scissors Story towards Christmas, which I think you'll all like. So there's lots of things coming up, but we've got a woodland one in the pipeline as well. But we're always looking for suggestions, and if they're a little bit off-piste, that's absolutely fine, because you know we have the capability to be able to do that. So I'll be back with you really soon, and I'll show you how to make a few little paper clips and some little ephemera bits and pieces, and I hope you enjoy the papers. Can't wait to see what you do with them. Take care everybody, and we'll see you soon. Bye.